Thank you very much for a fantastic day. Let's hear it for Peter Williams, folks. Everybody applauded, and one by one, they all left the set. Leaving me in the straitjacket, bound to the gurney, and the lights go off, and there was dead silence. So I'm stuck on the sound stage, bound and gagged, effectively. 10 minutes go by. I thought, all right, the joke's being played, this is it. But no, they kept it going and kept it going and kept it going. They knew I had a plane to catch too. But somebody was on it, and pretty soon I heard a little giggle off stage. Somebody couldn't hold it in any longer. It all broke to pieces. That was the only real practical joke. They all played on me. Christopher Judge played a couple by himself because he's that kind of guy. And those don't bear retelling. This is mixed company. But that's it for the practical joke. Someone else?
Hi there. Just
yeah.
You must have done a lot of the shows that had green screens because you couldn't build all those sets. Was there anything that they actually told you, please imagine that you're in this situation? You just said, no, can't imagine.
No, can't imagine it. No, you don't say that to producers, my friend. But I'll tell you something that I can't imagine now. I can't imagine myself on Stargate in the personifying the character that I first auditioned for. I walked in there thinking I was going to play Tilk. That's true. True story. I went in auditioning for Tilk, and when I got called back, I thought, hey, this is cool, this TLC guy. But I got there and they said, no, we've got you in mind for Apophis, and I went, cool, what's that? No, I cannot imagine myself as Tilk now. Of course, he's such a huge presence. Situations that not really. Not really. Sorry, that's a boring answer, but your imagination's got to kick in, man.
Yes, one of those Goa'uld things in real life, the lava thing that comes out of the stomachs, I don't realise, gee, CGI.
You all think I need that translated, but I understood exactly what you said. No, man, that's real. They were real. They were like little rubber things on the end of fishing wire. But the fishing wire was more fiber optic fishing wire, and they were controlled by people with some fancy buttons and levers and things offset. I assume you're talking about Children of the Gods. I never saw them again. That was the only time I ever worked with them, I think. No, they were real little things.
When you're doing scenes where you sort of stand...
I know what you're going to ask.
Alright, so for the scenes where you're sort of standing over intimidating SG1 and there's a cut in the middle, is that awkward? Sort of like the awkward eye contact is, okay, I was terrifying you a moment ago and now it's just tension broken.
No, well, usually the cuts are put in after you shoot. So you film the scene, and there's usually no break.
I sort of meant if like something goes wrong in the shooting.
No, well, that wouldn't make it to airman. If it goes wrong, no, they do it again, and they do it. They do it till they get it right.
Between the actors.
Well,
so if you're like.
Well, you know what? Apophis never actually had fisticuffs with anyone. Apophis always had, the thing or the staff weapon. But I do remember one time I came face to face in the Knox, in the episode The Knox with Richard Dean Anderson. I got the drop on him in the woods there, and this will probably preempt somebody else's question, but that's when I gave my favorite line in Stargate, "Fool, I will kill you." So, yeah, of course, I knew that wasn't ever going to happen. I got to do that scene several times, though, and I enjoyed that. But no, there's no artificial cut at that point. When we were shooting the Knots, though, I thought at that time that Apophis was going to get to win one. You know, eventually, never did happen. Oh, over here.
Hi. I was wondering, how did they do the voices when the guru actually was speaking? How they did that?
You know, that's a very common question, but it's a good one. I can't really do it. But they do stress that if the more monotone your delivery, in other words, don't modulate as much. The more monotone you can do your delivery, the easier it is for them to do a technique in the studio afterwards called flanging. And it has something to do with decibel levels and technical terms. So what they do is they just record it monotone and do it afterwards. I can't take any credit for that one at all. Called flanging. Techie technique.
Okay.
Yeah, this fellow's been trying for a while.
Which one? You there, sorry.
Guy with the skull on his t-shirt.
Hey mate, it's not so much a question but a request. Would you be able to give us a Jafar Creek?
And please, no Jaffa cakes. I still got some from my last trip. Now, something I never really understood. There's only one A on the end of that word. Yet everybody says Jaffa. Why is that?
Okay, there was a question in the front here from you.
Hi, I was wondering, what was your favorite way of getting killed?
Well, the serious answer to that is the aging down to death of the host in Serpent Song. The flippant answer to that would be the multiple death I felt inside in Children of the Gods, looking at Share on the prone on the slab. In France, petit mort, little death, is a euphemism for orgasm. Too much information? Can you handle it? And then,
I was going to say, we did warn you it's an M15 panel, didn't we? The following panel has been rated M. It contains Peter Williams.
and of course, my least favorite death was the one in Continuum, which happened far too quickly for my liking. Those of you who didn't see it, that was the head lopping off scene. Yes,
Sorry.
You played a really good baddie. Have you got any tips for young actors on how to play a good villain?
Tips for young actors, how to play a good villain. Well, tight underwear works. You know what? Some of the I don't know. I don't have a bad bone in my body, if I do say so myself. One of the prerequisites of playing a good baddie is to have a very healthy, strong alter ego. And I think that's where it comes from. Because good guys always want to be bad guys. You ever notice that? Bad guys get the girls. Or if you're a well-behaved boy at school, you want to pull some girl's pigtails to get her to like you. There's a certain kind of, if you grow up on one side of the tracks, you always want to be from the other side of the tracks. There's a certain yin and the yang to the whole good guy, bad guy thing in the acting scene. Now you'll find a lot of the bad guys are really good guys in real life. A lot of the good guys are some assholes. Yeah, it happens far too frequently. That's a good question.
From inside the actor's studio.
Somebody had a question. Thank you.
Okay, this is going to sound probably silly, but I wanted to know, if Apophis was running for president, what would your campaign be?
Ooh boy, I'm not sure I can tell you because that would be on the internet all tomorrow. Well, everybody would have to listen to Bob Marley. That would be my number one thing. But everybody wanted to clap. I think everybody already does, so that wouldn't be enough to get me elected. What would my campaign